This video is sponsored by Mammoth Interactive. Take your skills to the next level at mammothinteractive.com. Check the links down below for some amazing deals. Hey everybody, welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial I'm going to show you how to change the world to black and white, or any color that is, okay? So first things first, this is going to be a short tutorial, and the next thing we need to do is go to our Place Actors tab, and we're going to type in Post-Processing Volume. So we're just going to put that in here, and it's really not that difficult to do. But one thing you do need to do is expand it so that it engulfs the entire world. That's pretty easy to do, but you got to scroll all the way down here and says extend infinite. And what that will do is that will extend everything to the infinite here. Now, the post-processing volume has a lot of things in it, but what we're going to be looking at specifically today is the saturation. So if we type in saturation, okay, we get a few things here. We have the global saturation and we have the film saturation. If we click on that, that's not what the one we want. We want the global saturation here. We're going to click on that, and you can actually do a bunch of cool things here. You can change everything, but what we want to do is we're just going to change basically everything to 0. Now I know, as you can see, it does change to black and white, but let's just, but what you can also do, by the way, is you can change it so that like, you know, it can be one or the other, right? So you can change it up to different colors, and that's definitely a different color, right? And if you want to, you know, change that here, right? Just like so, or this, so you only have red. All right, and so you get the idea. Now, one thing let's do before we go on here is let's click on the ground here, and we don't want to click on the floor instance here. And what we want to do is we want to go into the materials here and double click this cube, and let's change this cube to a nice red. A nice red will do, and then you can always do that here, and I think that's perfect. So what we'll do is we'll save that. It'll give it a couple of seconds, but nevertheless, it's going to change here. I'm just going to pause it because this takes a while. All right, so there we go. And then you can see here, if we click this post-processing volume again, a lot of these things tend to make a little bit more sense, right? So if you add in the red, take out the blue, it will only show mostly the red items here. And you can also change the intensity of that as well. But because everything, like if I click this off, this is what it really looks like when you play it, right? And if we, for example, click on this post-processing volume again and click the saturation, you can see that, you know, if we wanted to do 1 here, you can see that that would work here. But let's take everything to black and white. And as you can see, everything is indeed black and white. And it is also, you can see definitely the sky is also black and white. Let's just do one quick thing before we go. Let's do infinite, and then let's unclick that here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of move this post-processing volume kind of here and up like so. And I definitely don't want the player to be in there, but watch what happens when I enter it. Look at that. Okay. Everything's black and white. Then it turns back to red. Pretty cool stuff, right? So that's how processing volumes work. They don't have to be extended to the infinite, but most often you do use these post-processing volumes because, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger here, but the number one reason why you do use them is to make your game look good. There's other things like lens flares that you can do with it. But in this case, we're just changing the color, which I think is the best game mechanic in my opinion. And as you can see, everything does change in this particular, when you're in this post-processing volume. And as soon as you leave, things move back to what they were here. All right. So there you go. That's how you use post-processing volumes, and that's how you change your game to black and white. Thanks very much. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you really like this video, you can buy our content down below. It really does help us out when you buy our content down below, because this channel doesn't do a Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital products down below. If you really like this channel, you could subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. We release 20 to 60 hours of fresh new content per month every single month. We release everything from Adobe tutorials to 3D modeling tutorials to game development tutorials to machine learning tutorials to web development tutorials and more. We're constantly pushing the bounds in e-learning, and if we can get to 10,000 paid subscribers per month, we can become the best e-learning company on the planet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.